Straight out of Huffington Post, another article, and it's sad. This article, wow, says that MAGA's fuming over the Black National Anthem at the Super Bowl in 2026, and it says a lot. So it's really sad, but this is what's happening. So I read this article earlier, and I won't say I couldn't believe what I read, but I wasn't shocked at all. And it's sad that we've come to a place like this, but this is happening. MAGA's fuming over the Black National Anthem at the Super Bowl in 2026, and it says a lot. Right-wingers were distressed after the singer Coco Jones performed the rendition of Lift Every Voice and Sing. Experts in Black history would like a word. So this is by Kimberly Richards. This was posted February the 9th, 2026. And so this just happened. We just had a Super Bowl. So many MAGA supporters are complaining that a performance of the hymn Lift Every Voice and Sing, known as the Black National Anthem, was included at the pregame ceremony at the Super Bowl of 2026 on Sunday. So experts in Black history and racial equity emphasize that critics are missing the point of the historical song. Grammy Award-winning singer Coco Jones was widely praised online for delivering a stunning performance of a Black National Anthem during the Super Bowl festivities. Many also celebrated the ICU singer for paying homage to Whitney Houston with an ensemble inspired by the tracksuit that Houston wore to the performance, the Star-Spangled Banner in 1991 Super Bowl game. So you can see her pictured here. And then it goes on to show that Jones, but her powerful rendition did little to quell the right-wing outrage that Black National Anthem was featured in the pregame ceremony, or that the song exists at all. So some X users, you'll hear the comments of people who are on X, which was formerly known as Twitter. They accuse the song of being divisive, or the hymn of being divisive. So the U.S. of America has only one national anthem. An ex-user wrote, kicking off the hashtag Super Bowl in the year of our great nation's 250th birthday with the Black National Anthem is a disgrace and racially divisive. That's not what another user wrote. No such thing as a Black National Anthem, wrote another user on X. But the scholars in history and African American studies have pointed out over the years, Lift Every Voice and Sing is not about divisiveness. It's about history of Black Americans' experience and hope for the future. So the critics of the hymn seem to be missing one crucial point. Black history is American history. If Black history is American history, it cannot be divisive, said LaGarrette King, professor of social studies education and director of the Center for K-12 Black History and Racial Literacy Education at the Graduate School of Education at a university at Buffalo. The song is important to our imperfect history, and it is okay for the citizens to be reminded of it from time to time. This is what he told the Huffington Post. So and then it goes on to say, Lift Every Voice and Sing was written as a poem by James Weldon Johnson and composed by his brother Rosamond Johnson. Was the first performed publicly by children at a school celebration in the 1900s, according to the Library of Congress. So up here pictured in the still frame is the man who was responsible for that. A portrait of James Weldon Johnson in 1871 and 1938, American writer and civil rights activist. He's pictured here. So it goes on to say, that the NAACP adopted the hymn as a Black National Anthem in 1919, long before the Star-Spangled Banner became the official national anthem of the U.S. in 1931. So the National Football League began featuring performances of the song at the Super Bowl in 2021, and conservatives have been furious ever since. So last year, Maga fans similarly complained about a Grammy winner, Lettucey, performing the hymn at a 2025 pregame ceremony alongside a choir of 125 high school students from the Greater New Orleans High School Chorale Collective. So the year before, the right-wing pundit Megyn Kelly aired her grievances about the anthem, saying it did not belong at the Super Bowl. Black Americans are an important part of American history, and the majority of the NFL players are black. King said that while the NFL hosting performances of Lift Every Voice and Sing ahead of the Super Bowl game is largely symbolic, it can still honor black players who, he points out, represent over half of the NFL teams. So the national anthem does little to honor them given its history, he said. So King pointed to the long-standing criticism that certain lyrics of the Star-Spangled Banner written by Francis Scott Key are racist. It must be understood that the national anthem had racist undertones within the third stanza, he said. The author was a slave owner and believed in the institution of slavery. He also used his position as Washington, D.C.'s district attorney to defend slavery and restrict abolitionist speech, even wanting to hang or charge someone who possessed abolitionist literature. So therefore, I could ask, why would we as Americans want to support such a man with honor of our national anthem if we would like to disassociate ourselves from our racist past? So that is the question. So King questioned before adding, is it evident that the national anthem was not written for black citizens? So we can ask, which anthem is really divisive, he said, which makes a lot of sense. And so yet, Sean Harper, a professor of business, public policy, and education at the University of Southern California, said that black people make the most money in the NFL every season, considering the racial demographics of the players of the league. So given this, there should be absolutely no resistance to singing of an anthem that affirms their history and identities as Americans, he said. Do critics realize or even care that the Super Bowl is always played during Black History Month? Harper later asked, how did Lift Every Voice and Sing, a soul-stirring anthem written 126 years ago, suddenly become divisive? I would not be surprised if conservatives start claiming Martin Luther King Day, Juneteenth, Black History Month are also divisive, he added. It is important to understand that our country is diverse and is not a white nation, or that only white symbolism matters. So, LeGreg King, Graduate School of Education at the University of Buffalo. Lift Every Voice and Sing is often sung at schools, churches, and historically black colleges and universities. So King said that he always believed backlash to the Black National Anthem was rooted in ignorance about its history, and seems that MAGA supporters believe there is a hierarchy of Americanism, meaning that American symbols are sacred and no other approaches to citizenship or celebration should be adopted or portrayed within American institutions. So the song is symbolic of black unity and resistance to those acts that are oppressive. The song resembles the American story, he said. It is important to understand that our country is diverse and is not a white nation, or that only white symbolism matters. We cannot force patriotism, especially by resisting cultural histories that have lasted for over a century. So just get ready. There's more to come. People are showing who they truly are under this culture that is now making itself very public in our very US of A. And so I'm going to pan back up here to the beautiful ensemble that Coco Jones was wearing. And this just happened this past Sunday at the Super Bowl event. And yeah, I mean, if you want to ask the question to Black Americans, you know, a lot of times you hear these comments, oh, they're going to come for you all next. They've been coming for us many, 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 many years, many decades ago. And this is not anything new. This is just an eye-opener as to what is to come if we don't get control of what is going on, and we don't make our voices heard, and we don't stay in the know about what's going on in our world today. But yes, we're not unfamiliar with all of this at all. We know all the forms of racism and what it brings.